Good morning, I'm Nashika and this is Chale News. It's August 12th and we have a full plate today. Ghana's power sector lost over $1 billion last year and your electricity bills are going up because of it. KT Hammond has made the most remarkable comment about a bribery scandal you'll hear all week, and the deadliest Ebola outbreak in a generation is outpacing responders, with no advisory yet from Ghana Health Service. Let's get into it. The IMF's sixth review of Ghana's program is out, and the numbers on power are brutal. Ghana's electricity sector lost $1.4 billion in 2025. Even with the losses, the IMF says quarterly tariff hikes must continue as a condition of fiscal recovery. This year's projected shortfall still $1.1 billion. So yes, your bills are going up and the fund has made that non-negotiable. Full breakdown on Chale.news. Now, in the AKSA energy bribery saga, former MP KT Hammond has weighed in, and his reaction is something else. His problem with the alleged $46,000 split among 17 parliamentarians? That it was, quote, bloody cheap. Not a denial, not outrage, just the price point. It's the most candid thing anyone named in this scandal has said, and it raises far more questions than it answers. Goldbod CEO Sammy Gyamfi is claiming small-scale mining generated $10.8 billion in foreign exchange, helping push reserves from $8.9 billion to $13.8 billion and lifting the CD by 41%. Impressive figures, but not one breakdown on how much came from illegal galamsey. The celebration feels a little premature without that answer. This one demands your attention. More than 1,900 people have died in DR Congo's Ebola outbreak, second worst on record. WHO says the Bundibugyo strain had a 3-month head start before it was even detected. There's no approved vaccine for this strain. Conflict is blocking responders. And as of August 10th, Ghana Health Service has issued zero public advisory. Zero. At the AU Extraordinary Health Summit right here in Accra, UNFPA's regional director told Ghana plainly, as global donor money dries up, fund your own maternal health, or women will keep dying. Ghana recorded nearly 1,000 childbirth deaths in 2024. That's not a statistic. That's a policy failure with a body count. Trump signed an executive order cutting federally recognized childhood vaccines from 18 to 11, based on a debunked autism claim. Ghana had measles outbreaks as recently as 2023. The concern here is that a move like this, coming from Washington, hands local anti-vax voices exactly the ammunition they've been looking for. The Cocoa Bill standoff continues. COCOBOD says opposition to the legislation is unfounded, claims Parliament scrutinized it thoroughly. But Ghana's cocoa farmers are still asking President Mahama to hold off on signing. Neither the presidency nor the farmer groups have responded to COCOBOD's rebuttal, the country's most important export sector, stuck in limbo. Here's an irony worth noting. Professor H. Kwasi Prempeh, the architect of Ghana's plan to elect district chief executives, is now warning that the bill being drafted could hand the dominant party quiet control over every district under a nominally nonpartisan system. A 5-nominate, 3-shortlist mechanism run by political authorities, he says, defeats the whole point. The man who designed the reform is raising the alarm about it. The KNUST strike is spreading. Technical University Senior Administrators, TUSAAG, have formally joined GAUA's industrial action in solidarity, calling the pay dispute a system-wide crisis after the Fair Wages Commission rejected their joint proposal. IT, accounting, and hospital admin offices at KNUST remain shut. Government has said nothing. Ghana's rent crisis is 63 years in the making, a law meant to protect tenants when unenforced for 6 decades. Landlords still demand years of advance payment. There's no functioning public housing program. The Rent Control Department only just began enforcing rent card rules this August, with a second deadline in November. For millions of workers, a room remains out of reach. Full analysis at Chale.news. Flood relief donations, hundreds of thousands of cedis, keep coming into the presidency for the June 29th disaster. Softcare FM manufacturing alone gave 200,000 cedis. But no government agency has published a single public account of how any of these donations are being spent. 7 weeks on, the affected communities deserve better than silence. Ghana has signed the W.E.B. Du Bois Center in Accra over to a U.S.-based foundation. The tourism minister says it brings international funding and Pan-African scholarship. But no financial terms, no timeline, no accountability framework, none of it has been disclosed. Given the cultural weight of that institution, the opacity is concerning. The Kumasi National Theatre is officially shelved. Tourism Minister Gamashi told Cabinet to finish Ghana's existing unfinished cultural facilities before starting a new one, which means an NDC manifesto promise is quietly off the table with no timeline for anything. A security analyst is warning that police took too long to question an imam over allegedly intolerant religious remarks, and that unchecked hate speech can escalate into intercommunal violence. Adib Sani of the Jadakai Center says security agencies must act consistently, not only when cases go viral. On a lighter note, Abuswa Dwarfs put on a show in Obuasi. 4-1 over Real Tamale United on matchday 1 of the X1 DOL Super Cup, with Nathaniel Appiah opening in the 4th minute and taking MVP. Cape Coast leads Group A. That's your August 12th digest, Chale. A lot happening. Head to chale.news for the full reporting, and we'll keep watching it all through the day. Stay informed.